Okay, welcome to week 13. Last video was a complete fail. I ended up getting beat, and I don't mind getting beat. I actually want to lose at least a couple games here and there, because if it goes undefeated, if I go undefeated all the time, then it gets too predictable when it comes to sport games. But I just hate the way they cheat. Like when I was up and all of a sudden, I called it too that they're going to come back and win it right at the fourth quarter, and they did. So anyway, this game we're going to see computer versus computer, Kansas City Chiefs against the Seattle Seahawks, and we're going to auto skip. Buffalo beats Detroit. The Packers get beat by, I think it was Dallas. The Bears get crushed. Cincinnati gets beat by Denver. Houston blows out Cleveland. So the Packers got their first loss. Can't blame me for that one, because that was computer. His computer coaching isn't quite as good as mine. So here we go, Seattle and Kansas City. Forgot to show the standings, but I can look that up. Currently looking up the standings in my previous video on YouTube. Okay, so Seattle's in first place in their division right now with an 8-3 record. Kansas City's in third place with 6-5 record, tied with Denver. Denver and Kansas City both 6-5. But Denver's got the higher points. Okay, I noticed my screen. Yeah, I had some of the name cut out. I've been noticing that some of my videos. See, it's kind of hard to figure out the proper zoom level, because once I hit the record button, it zooms in even closer and cuts off some of the screen. So it's kind of hard to see exactly how much of the screen is in there and how much isn't. I've been going over taking a look at the schedule, comparing it to how many uploads I have, and I noticed I'm going to have the season finished before we get to video upload number 400. It'll be like 394, I think, right around there. So I'm planning to do for upload number 400, I'm planning on doing my Super Mario review. Currently playing all my Mario games. I did Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario 2, or Japanese version of Super Mario 2, the American version of Super Mario 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World. Chiefs are up 3-0 lead, so I'm currently towards the end of Super Mario World right now. The games coming up after Super Mario World are all games that have to be played on the Super Nintendo. And I don't want to take this game out to put another game in because that might ruin my season. If I have to take this game out and put it back in, it might not work. I might have to take it out and blow in it. And sometimes when you have to do that, it erases all data. I don't want to risk it, so I want to wait to the end of the season to continue doing those Mario videos. I think I'm going to split my Mario review up though, like there will be a part 1, which will be the NES games, part 2 will be the Super NES games, and then part 3 will be the N64 games. So if the Chiefs end up beating the Seahawks this game, Chiefs will be 1 game behind Seattle. This division's always a mystery. Sometimes you just never know who's going to win the division. It seems like the teams are always pretty close. So at the end of the first quarter, Kansas City's up 3-0, going for a touchdown.
Blue 43! Blue 43!
Got Joe Montana.
Touchdown!
I didn't realize Joe Montana played for the Chiefs. Now, I remember Marcus Allen with the Raiders. Now the 49ers have Steve Young. I thought he was with the Chiefs. Maybe they traded, but I don't know. I don't think Montana's with the Chiefs in the next game, though. Tecmo Super Bowl III Final Edition. I think they might have a generic quarterback in that game, not sure. I'll go ahead and take a look at what these teams did last season. First season, Tecmo Super Bowl on the NES. The Seahawks were in 4th place. Actually, the San Diego Chargers won the division in that season. A 9-7 record. All 4 of the other teams were 8-8. Seahawks were in 4th, Kansas City was in last. In last season, Seattle in 4th place with 5-11 record. Chiefs won their division 10-5-1 record. So these teams really jump around a lot in this division. I'll be going over the division a little bit more during the halftime. next game we're going to see after this one is also another
Blue 43.
interdivision game, Denver and Los Angeles Raiders. You get to see back-to-back interdivision games of the AFC
Red 24.
West. Never understood the divisions, how they made them. Like, okay, the AFC East is pretty accurate. You got Buffalo, Miami, New England, New York Jets. The Indianapolis Colts are more in the Central Division. You've got Houston, which is pretty much the only team that's really central. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati more east. I think they're further east than Indianapolis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost positive actually.
Red 32. Red 32.
And then in the west, you got Kansas City, which are more central area. Now you got Jacksonville in the Central Division in the next game, and they're more east. The NFC has Phoenix Cardinals in the Eastern Division when they're west. Now look at the Western Division, or the Central Division. You got the Packers, the Bears, Lions, Vikings, which are all in the central part of the United States, and you got Phoenix, which are further west than them, yet they're in the Eastern Division. Chiefs are just tearing it up here. See, you got Tampa Bay, who are, they were in the Central Division, but they're actually more east. You got the Atlanta Falcons in the Western Division when they're further east. So yeah, they really have the divisions pretty messed up. New Orleans Saints, they're not really west either. It would have been cool if you could play one of these games and just redesign the divisions the way you wanted them. I'm surprised the Chiefs are doing this good against Seattle. And that's pretty much going to end the half. So at halftime, Kansas City is up 17-3. I have seen comebacks where one team was up in the halftime, the next half the other team comes back. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go over the Western. The AFC West. Season 1, the San Diego Chargers were in first place. Season 2, they dropped down to second place. And currently, they are in fourth place. So, By the way, last season the Kansas City Chiefs made it to the playoffs. They beat the Indianapolis Colts in round 1, 31-6. They beat the Houston Oilers in round 2, 27-15. Now the Houston Oilers were actually undefeated last season up to week 15. They finally lost in well, it was actually week 17, game 16. Last game this regular season, Houston lost that one game. In the playoffs, they're playing against the Chiefs in round 2, and their quarterback, Warren Moon, got injured, and it was all downhill from there. So, the Chiefs went on to play against the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship. Buffalo beat them 20-14. Buffalo went on to win the Super Bowl against Dallas. But anyway, as for the standings, the Chargers went from first to second to fourth. And first season the Raiders were in second place. They dropped down to last place in the second season. They're also in last place this season, 5-6. Denver Broncos were in third place in the first season and in the second season. Right now they're in second. Seattle Seahawks were in fourth. Second season they remained in fourth, now they're in first. And the Kansas City Chiefs went from last to first to third, so they're pretty much jumping around. But as I was saying, this division's always close. Season 1, Chargers were 9-7, all the other teams are 8-8. Season 2 wasn't so close. Chiefs and Chargers were both, well, the Chiefs were 10-5-1, the Chargers were 10-6. But Denver was 9-7, Seattle was 5-11, the Raiders were 4-12, so we had a pretty good margin between those. But right now, Seattle's 8-3. Broncos and Chiefs are both 6-5. Chargers and Raiders are both 5-6, so pretty fairly close again this season. And next game, we'll get to see the Raiders and Broncos. Raiders are 5-6, Broncos are 6-5, so if Raiders win that game, they'll be at the same record, but Denver's got plus 30 points. And the Raiders have minus 26. I'm actually thinking about starting on my Super Mario review today. It's going to require doing some research and recording some clips. I'm not going to upload it until I'm going to be putting all these different clips together and making like the full NES part. I don't know how long it's going to take. It might be really long, it might be really short. I'm hoping part 1, part 2, part 3, hoping each one's about a half hour, but who knows. So I want to make sure I put enough detail into it to really explain the game and the changes between one game to the next.
Red 32. Blue 48. Blue.
Yeah, Chiefs defense is really tough this game. Blocked. Picked up. Looks like the Chiefs might be scoring again.
Wow, 52. Wow, 52. Cut.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to zoom, I noticed now if I zoom in before recording, it shows like 1.1, 1.2, you know, whatever the zoom ratio is. But when it's actually recording and I hit the zoom button, it doesn't show that, so it's kind of annoying. See, I could change the zoom. On the touchdown. See, when it's computer versus computer, I can look at the back of the camera and see how much of the screen I can see and change it, but when I'm playing against the computer, it's kind of hard to look at the screen when I'm actually playing. I suppose there is a way I could take time to figure it out.
Blue 48! Blue 48! Cut! Red 32! Red 32! Cut! Blue 43! Cut!
That was a fail. For Seattle, they're just not having much luck.
Red 32! Cut! First down! Blue 48! Blue 48! Cut!
Ooh, another one.
Touchdown!
The Chiefs might be making a comeback in their division. I'll have to keep an eye on them two teams. I got lucky there.
Red 24! Red 24! Cut!
Oh, he's doing some little spins. You might notice that in game players spinning. You can't control it, it's just computer controls at random. Sometimes your player will spin when he's running, he's got guys around him. It's kind of weird how they got like tunes. Like they play a little tune when the ball's in play, like right there. They play a tune for touchdowns, field goals. But when you get a sack, all they do is have the crowd roar.
Wow, 52! Wow, 52!
And Seattle gets their first touchdown. Going for 2.
Blue 48.
As if it's going to make a big difference.
No good.
When you should know better, when it takes you 4 quarters before you can even score your first touchdown, I don't think you're going to have much chance of getting the 2 points. Now, if it was a high-scoring game,
Blue 48. Blue 48.
2-point conversion might be easier to get.
Pass incomplete. Blue 43. Blue 43.
I haven't really seen too many close games. I beat the Patriots 9-6. That was kind of close. I beat the Bears 14-9, which was kind of close. Other than that, had a pretty big gap between scores. See a game go into overtime, at least one game in each season. That's why you want to run the close to the sidelines. You
Red 32.
fumble, there's a 50-50 chance it's going to go out of bounds. Now Seattle's starting to pick up some yards.
First down.
It's a little late in the game for him, though.
Blue 48. Blue 43. Blue.
Another touchdown.
Touchdown.
It'd be amazing if Seattle made this big comeback and tied it up. Going for 2 again.
Set. Ready. It's good.
And they got it, so it makes up for the point they lost last time.
Blue 48. Blue 48.
Seattle still needs 3 touchdowns just to tie it up. I highly doubt if they're going to get them 2.5 minutes.
Blue 43. Blue 43.
And that pretty much Kansas City scores here. Seattle pretty much done for. Go Montana.
Ready. Set. Brown 52. Brown 52.
One of many famous quarterbacks back in the day.
Blue 43. Blue 43. Brown 52.
Chiefs are doing a pretty good job at killing time. They really don't need any points. really doesn't matter much to the Chiefs to miss an extra point because the main focus now is just to kill the clock so Seattle can't come back, but I really don't see that happening anyway. That's a way to kill the clock. And that's game's over.
Touchdown!
After this game, I'm going to upload it and I'm going to work on finishing Super Mario World. I plan on doing reviews not only for my Mario games, but for like Castlevania games, Tecmo games, EA Sports sporting games, Electronic Arts sporting games, I should say, Grand Theft Auto games.
First down! Red 32, red 32.
There's a lot of them I can do.
Blue 48, blue 48. Cut.
Game's over. 45-17 Chiefs. Seattle had 104 rushing yards, Chiefs only 32, but Chiefs had 346 passing yards, Seahawks had 169, so overall, Chiefs with more yards, 378 to Seattle's 273. First downs, Seahawks led 10-8. Sacks, 1-0 Chiefs. Chiefs led in interceptions and fumbles. Now when it says fumbles, it looks like Chiefs fumbled twice, but actually that should say fumble force. Chiefs fumbled, the Seahawks fumbled twice. %, passing for Montana, 47 for Mirror, or Meyer, not sure how it's pronounced. I'll go ahead and skip through the rest of the games for Week 13. Rams get beat by the Chargers. Miami beats the Jets. Giants beat Washington. Philadelphia gets beat by Atlanta. Pittsburgh gets beat by the Raiders. Tampa Bay gets beat by Minnesota. New England beats the Colts. 49ers beat the Saints. And I'll take a look at these standings. AFC East, Buffalo, 9-3. Miami, a couple games behind them. Getting pretty close where we're going to start seeing teams clinching their division. I don't think the Colts, Patriots, or Jets have a shot at the playoffs. And then they have to make it pretty big. Jets, I don't think have any shot whatsoever. And there's only three weeks left. Week 15, week 16. Oh, no, wait. Okay, it says week 14, so we haven't played week 14 yet. So we got 4 games left. even if the Jets won all 4 of their games, it'd be 6-10. They pretty much no shot. Now the Patriots and Colts, if they went on a 4-game winning streak, they could easily. They could win the division. Buffalo went on a 4-game losing streak. And one of those teams went on a 4-game winning streak, but I doubt if the Bills are going to lose that many. Whoops. AFC Central, Pittsburgh is 9-3. Cleveland will catch up. Cincinnati's no shot. Houston, same, pretty much needing a big winning streak. AFC West, Seattle 8-4, Denver right behind him 7-5. Chiefs are in 3rd place with 7-5. San Diego and Los Angeles 6-6. Now, the Denver Broncos and the LA Raiders play the next game, but that's week 15. So if the Raiders win in week 14 and Denver loses, those 2 teams will have the same record, which would be pretty cool. But Denver's got a huge advantage in points. They got plus almost 50 points, plus 45. The Raiders are on the minus side, minus 18. So, kind of a big difference there. But anyways, in that division, let's go back. Everyone pretty much has a shot for the playoffs. And even the last place Raiders, if they won even 3 out of their 4 games, that put them at 9-7 if they won 3 and lost 1 of the next. I mean, 9-7 is usually a pretty good shot at the playoffs. Usually 6 seed teams are usually like 8-8, so as long as you finish over 500, you usually got a pretty good shot of making the playoffs unless there's a lot of competition. Dallas should have no problems making the playoffs, 9-3. Philadelphia just in behind them. Giants trying to stay in the race. Arizona and Washington are pretty much out of it. Packers 10-2. Oh, last game I said the Packers lost their first game. I forgot. I lost the Packers' first game against the Bills, but the computer lost one, so Packers 10-2. The Vikings are right behind me now, 9-3. Scary thing is, week 14, I will not be controlling the Packers. It's another game that's going to be auto-skipped, and week 15 I won't be controlling the Packers, so the Vikings could actually take the lead in the division, depending on how good the computer does for me. I don't think we have to worry much about the Bears, Buccaneers, or Lions, but Packers and Vikings always seem to be competing. Season 1, Vikings were in first place, won the division. Packers, I finished in 2nd place with the Packers. By the way, in case you're unaware, in case you haven't been watching the videos, I play the Packers. The only team I play in these games. Computer controls all the other teams. And the only games that I control the Packers are the ones that, videos that I upload. So like week 13 we didn't see the Packers play. So that was computer auto skipped. NFC West, we got the 49ers, 10-2. The 49ers win one more game, they clinch their division. Or if the Saints and Falcons both lose one more game, 49ers also clinch their division. Okay, let's take a look at next week's schedule. Week 14. I gotta hope the Bears beat the Vikings in this game. See where the Packers at. The reason all the teams are blue is because we're not going to see any games played during Week 14. It's all going to be auto-skipped. Okay, the Packers play the Lions. Where's the 49ers? They played third game of the week. They played the Atlanta Falcons, so it's a game to keep your eye on. That's going to be in the next video. We're going to auto-skip through Week 14 and show the standings, and then we're going to jump into Week 15, where we'll see Denver and Los Angeles. Fifth game down. Not highlighted right now, but the next video before starting Week 15, I'll make sure they're both highlighted. So, should be a pretty interesting week. Week 14, 49ers might clinch their division. The Vikings might come ahead of the Packers. The Raiders might catch up to the Broncos. So, it always gets pretty interesting when we get towards the end of the season. So, seeing who's going to clinch the divisions, who's going to be playing who in the playoffs. Week 15 there. Packers play the Bears. Unfortunately, we won't see that game either. Next game we will see is Week 16, or I should say the next Packer game we will see is going to be Week 16, where I will be playing against the Atlanta Falcons. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game. See you in the next video.